Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from TheRightTrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is cryptocurrency manipulation. A lot of people have the suspicion that the crypto markets are manipulated, and there's been, a lot of evidence put forth towards that, different kind of conspiracy theories. Whatever the case may be, I think that it's no surprise that in any financial market, there's going to be a certain amount of manipulation involved. And markets are falling. We have now broken through several support levels on a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that were very critical. So I think that whatever news might come out or whatever may be happening behind the scenes, the market has to take its time now to fulfill what it's doing. And right now we're experiencing a very significant pullback. We are probably going to go down to pre-December breakout levels, and I don't think anything is going to change that, right? I think that things are already set in motion, is the word that I'm looking for, and that until we reach that rock bottom, we're going to continue to see cryptos fall without much support or opportunities to recover from that. And the bit of news that came out today was a research by the University of Texas that suggested that Tether was actually used to provide price support and manipulate cryptocurrency prices, which led to Bitcoin's prices highs in 2017. And what's interesting with this is basically, right, the claim that due to this manipulation with Bitfinex and Tether, cryptocurrencies saw that huge run up back in at the end of the year in 2017. What I think is not really accurate with that is specifically, the claims behind Tether and Bitfinex. If there's any manipulation going on, which like I said, it's almost a guaranteed in financial markets, I don't feel like this is the reason why cryptocurrencies went up so much back in December 2017. I think that what we saw was pretty clear, right? It was, now how it started is a different question, but what we saw towards the end of 2017 was a huge mainstream moment where everybody, from people who weren't even really investors in the first place, had their eyes on crypto, wanted to get in, wanted to join that bandwagon and hype. That's what's created that peak. And then we saw, maybe the downtrend was actually more where manipulation can be seen, because if you remember, what initially started the whole drop in the crypto markets was actually the listing of Bitcoin Cash on Coinbase. And that's already much more shady. The events after that were also a bit shadier. So I feel like just in manipulation in general, a lot of the time, especially with what we saw with cryptocurrencies, if anything, the drop was more the manipulated side of things. And on top of that, we know that all those newbie investors who got in at the highs, right, who had no experience, started panic selling when times got rough. And that's, I think, more of a clear explanation for what happened than this Bitfinex Tether. Now, granted, I definitely understand the suspicions behind what Bitfinex and Tether are up to. There's definitely some concerns there, in my opinion, but I'm just not convinced that it has to do with the price action that we've seen recently or anything like that. Wanted to mention it nonetheless. Let me know your opinions on market manipulation. How much do you feel like it affected what's going on? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Over the past 24 hours, crypto's falling anywhere from 5 to 10% for the most part. No sign of slowing down for the time being. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Been very active on there, giving you timely updates on what's going on, talking about, a bunch of news. So make sure to follow me on there. Link to that in the description of this video. Let's get started with the technical analysis now. So starting off with Bitcoin, we have now officially confirmed that drop below our critical support level, which was $6,500. We're now moving lower in the $6,000 range. We have a bit of support over at $5,800, $5,900, but I'm not really expecting much of a bounce there. I think that we're going to go pretty much straight down all the way up until $5,000 within the next 2 weeks, and I think we even have a pretty decent chance of getting a test of this uptrend line right here closer to $4,500. So of course we'll see some kind of support at around $5,000 or $4,500. If we lose the longer term uptrend, which if I go ahead and zoom out a bit, you'll see that this is a very critical uptrend line, right? If we lose this, we could be going down for months really. So that's going to be our last straw as far as avoiding a complete disaster in the crypto markets. So there's a little bit of hope left as far as not seeing just months and months of downside. What we want to see is, some kind of bounce at $5,000 or $4,500, and then just extended consolidation, which will be before we're going to be ready to really start making progress again, unfortunately. So let's go ahead, take a look at Ethereum now, see what's going on. Ethereum is in a pretty similar situation, of course. We have seen the struggles that it's been through recently. Taking a look at Ethereum, we can see that we did get a nice little bounce on $450, which is exactly what I predicted in my previous daily crypto update. With that being said, I wouldn't be too hopeful of any kind of bounce back above $500. I think that, over the next month or so, we're going to continuously see downside movement until we reach $361, and that's going to be the last support level before we re-enter some kind of extended consolidation in this lower range, anywhere between $200 and $300. Let's take a look at Litecoin next, see what's going on. And if we go over to the Coinbase chart, we can see that Litecoin officially confirmed its drop below that $100 mark. We're now tanking lower. $100 is a very big critical round number support level, and when we move below levels like that, we're gonna see extended downside movement, and I don't see any kind of stop until at least $70. And I think that there's a pretty high chance that over the next month, 2 months, we're gonna see Litecoin begin a consolidation anywhere between $35 and $70, which could last, probably a few months. Now let's take a look at Nano, see what's going on. Nano dropped below 40,000 Satoshis, a little bit of a bounce here, some buying volume, but with the markets just beginning their downside shift, I think that we're going to continue to see it fall lower without much support. Any of the smaller cryptocurrencies are going to get hit even harder. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be EOS. EOS having some drama as well on the sidelines due to the voting and everything. Got a nice little bounce off its lower Bollinger Band. Once again, can't expect that much here. It'd be good to see it stabilize. That would obviously be pretty bullish, stabilizing at around 15,000 Satoshis. I just don't expect much to happen. I think that we're going to continue to move lower. At best, some kind of bounce on 13,000 Satoshis. I still feel like we're going to have to come and test this uptrend line at this point with what's happening with the rest of the market. Let's go ahead, take a look at our next crypto. That's going to be Ripple, and see what's going on. So we're moving over to the Bittrex chart now. We can see that Ripple is coming up on that 50-cent support level, very critical support level. A drop below that would mean a drop most likely right down to 30 cents. There's not even much support after 50 cents. And our next stop would be 30 cents. That would retest that breakout area that we had back here, back in December, which created this whole run up in the first place. So we'll have pretty much, retested that, reclosed that bit of a gap, which is a good thing. However, it'll mean, removing basically all the gains that we've made over the past few months. And if we drop below 30 cents, then we'd enter this really nasty consolidation down here, anywhere between 15 to 30 cents. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency. That's going to be NEO. NEO did end up dropping below its support level yesterday, and it's confirming that today, now moving lower, putting in lower lows, lower highs. We do have some support in this area, around $35. So could start to see some stabilization here, anywhere between $30 to $35. Wouldn't be surprised. We could just continue to drop, over the next month or so, all the way down to $20, bounce off that, and I think that we're gonna enter some pretty extended consolidation here for NEO. It's pretty clear in my opinion that we're re-entering this range. Pretty much moved all the gains that we had here before the big breakout. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency. That's going to be Stellar Lumens, and let's see what's going on. So Stellar Lumens is coming back down towards its uptrend line. Have a little bit of a hammer doji candlestick here. I do think that we're going to test the uptrend line within the next week, maybe 2 weeks at the most. Then it's going to be a matter of, are we going to be able to remain above it? Going to be hard. I think that we're probably going to enter some kind of consolidation between 2,500 and 3,000 Satoshis. Maybe a bigger range between 2,500 and 3,500 Satoshis. But the bottom line here is why we're probably going to enter this lower range, consolidate a bit. If we start moving lower, it's just going to be a matter of finding that base where we can start consolidating. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Vertcoin. Vertcoin has been struggling a lot, being one of the smaller cryptocurrencies out there that doesn't have that much interest. It's going to be hard for it to sustain any kind of strong price action. We're now dropping, lower on the indicator. And if we take a look, we're coming very close to that $1 mark. A drop below that would mean going lower in that cent range, and I do feel like that's what's ultimately going to happen. Some kind of consolidation between 50 and a 50 cents and a dollar, maybe even lower, right? We're just going to keep trickling lower in that cent range until the market will be ready to move back higher. So Vercoin not looking good here, to be honest. Let's go ahead, take a look at our next cryptocurrency. That's going to be Lisk, and see what's going on. If we take a look at Lisk, we can see that we're coming down to that $6.24 support level. We're actually starting to dip below that. That will put us back in our range between $4 and $6. We have a lower range that's pretty similar after that, closer to $2 and $3. So any drop below $4 would put us in the lower range. For now, though, we're going to be entering that first range between $4 and $6. Can expect some consolidation there at least. Let's go ahead, take a look at Cardano now. Going over to the Bittrex chart, we can see that Cardano dropped below its 2,500 support level. At this point, 2,000 Satoshis is next up, and any move below that is going to start pushing us lower into possibly even below 1,000 Satoshis. We still have a couple support levels before that, but if we are going to come in and test those breakout areas for a lot of these cryptocurrencies, then that will mean a test of 1,254 Satoshis for Cardano. Let's go ahead, take a look at our next cryptocurrency, last one of the daily crypto update. That's going to be IOTA. And IOTA is coming up on its $1.13 support level. Like I said, I do expect it to start reaching that $1 mark, and any move below $1 will mean going lower in that cent range. Next support level after that is all the way down to 60 cents. There's a bit of support. Next huge support level will be down at 33 cents. So we'll be trickling lower in that cent range if we move below $1. Definitely a possibility at this point. I think that we're going to test that $1 mark within the next week or so. With that being said, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.